it's even working. Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, my YouTube fans. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys so much. You're watching Ballerina Badass. My name is Georgia Reed, and right now I'm here at Activity Point. You guys,
I just got caught.
I know, I love it. So you all know Vicky. I am so sorry I have been off the map for the past month, but I had to get my SAG-AFTRA signatory status for my YouTube channel because it's a union thing, and you gotta do the union rules, so go union. But we wanted to make this video for you guys talking about getting ready for your summer intensive auditions. It's a big thing. I know for me, I did many summer intensive auditions, and I was very fortunate to be offered scholarships and places in the programs, the Walnut Hill School, Boston Ballet, Princeton Ballet, Fort Wayne Ballet. I think I got into everything I auditioned for. And again, I was not the skinniest girl, and I did not have the highest extension or the most turns. I should get out of your way so you can see the beautiful Vicky. But I did do a few things that I think are what made the difference for getting in. So, and we also wanted to share with you all a few fabulous leotard ideas, especially for the girls, that are going to help you look your best and stand out. So, what do you want to say about it?
Well, I am really,
Gorgeous.
me. Hey guys, I am so glad that I am able to share with you, not just from something that I've heard or something that I've read, which is always good, but something that I discovered along the way, something that I've lived. So I think this is going to be so helpful, and I really want you guys to take this in and respond to it and not just say, oh, that's great information. I really want you to apply what we're saying because you will see amazing, amazing results.
It's true.
Yeah. So we got some good stuff. We're loaded and ready to go. And so
you want me to?
Yeah, so you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or you want to go straight through and then do me?
No, we're going to. It's that kind of video.
This is G rating.
Okay, well, here's what I want to start with. I've got my little notes here so I won't forget. Okay, so first of all, I think it's important to think about which summer dance programs you want to go to and what are your goals and how do you want to progress as a dancer. You need to check with your teacher. All teachers are different. I was very fortunate. My teacher, Alexandra Zaharias, encouraged us to go away to all different kinds of camps. And even though we'd come back and she'd say, oh, you got some bad habits and we need to work on them, it didn't stop her from wanting us to get out into the world and see what else is out there. Now, I knew for me, New York City was just too big for me when I was 13, 14, 15. I wasn't ready for that, but Boston felt like a good idea. My first summer camp, though, I think I was 11 or 12, was Fort Wayne Ballet. And I lived in St. Louis, so it was a little far away, but not too far away, you know what I mean? So I felt safe, and I felt close to home, and I got an amazing experience out of that summer camp. Just because it's New York City doesn't mean it's the only camp you can go to. Right,
That's
exactly.
Right.
I had Mr. Tevlin was the director at the time, and it was incredible. We had pas de deux, we had character, we had all kinds of stuff, and the friends that I made there were amazing. So that's sort of my feeling about starting out. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's always good at the right time to go and venture out into a good program so that you can take in. Everybody has something different to offer, and no studio has it all. So even if it's a great studio, there's going to be something else out there in another program that you're going to need to help support you and help you thrive later on.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's good to, and I am going to say at the right time, like Georgia was saying, I wanted to go to New York when I was 16 years old. And I lived in Philadelphia, so it wasn't too far away, but it just, maturity-wise, financially, that wasn't the right time for me to go. So really be sensitive to the timing.
Also, if you are going to go far, far away to a big city and you're super young, definitely take your parents with you. If mom and dad, if you can go too, I think it's important. Yes. I mean, for me, by the time I was 17, 18, going away to summer camp, it was great because I actually, for me, got to kind of like spread my wings and fly a bit. But I think it's important to remember why you're there, dancers. You're not just there to have a party on, the thousands of dollars your parents are spending. You want to get the most you can out of it. If this is the career you want, it's important to take it seriously.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, but now getting ready for the audition. So I think it's important to go on more than one audition if you can, all right? Go to a few. And oftentimes for my family, they'd have to drive me to the audition. And so we'd set up the car and they'd make it so that I could sleep in the back if I needed to. And it was very important, to get a lot of sleep, especially when you're getting ready for an audition. For me, my nerves, you all know I have challenges with anxiety. I've had it my whole life, but back then I didn't know. So all that anxiety, it just drains your energy. You want to have lots of good sleep, lots of good food. You want to have snacks ready in your bag in nice closed containers that aren't going to be messy. You definitely don't want any fruit juice in the studio. You want water. Maybe put a little lemon juice in the water if you want a little taste. That's reviving. But you want to have those things ready to go. Sometimes they may not let you take your bag into the room. So then you want to make sure you have enough energy, like maybe just a little handful of almonds right before you go in, or a couple of bites of an apple or banana right before you go in. Have that water ready. Maybe your mom or dad's nearby with the water bottle. I don't know. But that'll get you ready. And then this has been great for me. I've been studying the progressing ballet technique, and one of the great things she talks about is visualization. So the night before your audition, it's not so much if you want to visualize getting, picked, that's great. But that, I think, might be a little bit too far. Like, don't worry about getting picked so much as having a successful, confident audition. So seeing yourself finishing that double, triple, quadruple turn cleanly, having a great extension and feeling it and enjoying the audition and having a good time. I think that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah.
Ooh, battery. Okay, what do you think, Vicki? As I blab.
I think, no, it was great because we're on the same page. We are definitely on the same page as far as preparation. I want to unpack that a little bit more, but dancers, first of all, the mindset, which Georgia just touched on, is so key. You're being judged. They are watching you and they're judging you. But the key is that you're not judging you. That's their job. So that's something you don't have to do. So your job is not to prove anything, but to share.
Ah, yes.
That's all you have to do. And this was a quote that Ulysses Dove used to tell us before every rehearsal. He's no longer with us. He's one of the greatest choreographers I've ever worked with when I was in Ailey. And he would always start the rehearsal and say, nothing to prove, only to share. And that was so powerful because it lifts all that pressure and all the anxiety and the stress, because now it's not about, because proving comes from a place of tension. But sharing comes from a place of love. It's from your heart. And so now now you can breathe easier because you're sharing. You're in a position to be much more powerful when you want to share something than when you want to prove something, because when you want to prove something, you want to take.
Yes.
So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, so
that's
dancers
brilliant.
really, really get into the mindset of sharing all that you can in that moment. That all you can be is your best self in that moment. Yes. Which brings me to your best self, which Georgia talked about in dancers. I want to unpack it just a bit about preparation. Dancers, do you know that your day actually starts the night before? Your day actually starts at night. Your day doesn't start in the morning. So what time you go to bed? So just a little of my history. When I danced with Alvin Ailey and when I did shows and a lot of things that involved the theater, we work at night. And so I developed this habit of being like, by 10 o'clock, I'm like, bing. So the show would start at 8. So you're taking class at 6. Then from 7 to 8, you're putting on your makeup. And then at 8 o'clock, you're on stage.
Right.
So then you're on stage from 8 to 10. From 10 to about 11:30, you're getting your makeup on, you're getting food, everybody's hanging out. So you're getting into your room and getting settled down, getting a shower, getting to sleep. No later than 12 is being generous. Ooh. Like 12, 12:30.
Wow.
So I had gotten into a habit of, so obviously I was like a night person. It was like I worked at night. And so that doesn't translate very well in everyday life. And I still struggle with it. So this is not something that I've mastered, but I have found out from my own experience that when you don't have to live that type of schedule, do not be a night owl. Take advantage. Rest. Beauty rest is not just a cliche. Because at nighttime your body is repairing itself, your immune system is strengthening itself, your mind is stabilizing, so that when you wake up and you're well rested, you've had at least 7-8 hours.
Yes.
You're more mentally alert. You're able to remember more.
That's it. Stretching the night before, guys. I know every day we have to do the minimum stretching in class to keep our bodies maintained, but I also know that especially as ballet dancers, we can develop a sense of body dysmorphia, hyper awareness. I mean, if my leg is even 1 inch different than the day before, I feel it. I just feel it. We become so in tune with our bodies. But before an audition, if you're up until 1 a.m. trying to push that stretch, it's gonna set you up for failure the next day. You've done everything you need to do. Take a nice long hot bath, let those muscles relax, and say, I am enough.
That's right.
Right now, I am enough, and I am prepared. And then go into that audition the next day ready to go. And then when you're done, celebrate. Yes, go over what you could have done better and take notes, put it in your journal, but then let it go out, have some ice cream with your parents, or frozen yogurt, or whatever it is you need to do on your diet that's appropriate for you. But I think all those are the main keys.
Yeah.
Okay, but the next thing I want to hit upon, you guys, this is important. It's audition etiquette, and this is where I think the rubber really hits the road. Number one, how you look says a lot. So you could be the best dancer in the room, and I'm sure you'll see dancers where they come in, they've got nail polish on, they've got on cool bangly earrings and things like that, and they happen to have killer extension, a perfect body and turns, so maybe they'll get selected anyway, but that's not the norm. It's important to walk in looking like you are ready to dance in the core. And you may already be thinking, I'm going to be a soloist and a principal, of course, but typically you're going to have to start in the core. So you need to look like you are ready to be a part of that company. And now that we have YouTube, you can actually watch YouTube videos to watch different companies and see which one's styles and repertoire fit you, by the way. But back to this. Earrings. Ladies, no earrings or very tiny earrings. These have a little bit of dangle, but not much. Studs are great. You don't want an earring to fall off during class and possibly injure another dancer. So if you are going to wear them, make sure they are in and in tight. No nail polish. Bangs, everything slicked back. I know Sarah Lamb has bangs. She always wears bangs in classes. I think if you're really clean about it, you could get away with it. But in general, on stage, when you're in a classical ballet, even with Sarah Lamb, those bangs are back. And if you don't know who she is, Royal Ballet, come on, guys, you know. But hair clean, and I mean clean and tight. You don't want that hair falling out. The leotard needs to be clean and classic. And we have a few we want to show you, but it's important. You want to stand out, but at the same time, you want to look classy. Don't do unitards, guys. Pink tights. I know. Start wearing pink tights a month in advance. If you're used to wearing black tights or hiding out or whatever, you better get into the mindset of pink tights so that you are prepared to be comfortable in that outfit when you walk in the room. I think that all of that is important. And then also, it's how you behave in class. No cell phones in the room. None. Don't do it. If you go and check that cell phone, it says to that teacher or that director that you're more interested in that than you are them. It speaks volumes. Also, something I always did, I was polite to everybody. Now, I wasn't overly chatty. You shouldn't be talking in the classroom. But maybe you have to pass a dancer and you have to kind of touch them to make sure they know you're right behind them, and you say, excuse me. Or you say, do you want to go first? And you make the gesture of maybe they want to go first. You don't want to put yourself in the back of the classroom. You always want to be in front as much as you can so they can see you and they see you're excited. But you do it in a polite way, not in a I'm the best, get out of my way kind of way, because they see all of that. And at the end of class, you must thank the teacher.
That's right.
You must. If you get selected for an audition camp and you realize you can't go, maybe your parents can't afford it that year, maybe there's another one you decide on, you need to write that company or that school a thank you letter and say, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really wanted to go for whatever reason that you can't this year. You don't want to say, well, because actually I got into ABT and it's way cooler than you. It's very Hollywood. We decided to go in a different direction. I made a different choice this year, but I truly hope to have another opportunity to audition for you in the future.
Yes, gracious.
It is a small world, people,
Yes.
very small. And I'll tell you, even a couple of bridges that I burnt, I've had to work hard to repair them. It is not easy, and you don't want to go through it. So that's my blab about etiquette.
That's so good. Etiquette. Manners, it's just manners. It takes you a long way. People just liking you. I don't know, it's just something about her, Thank you, gratitude. Like Georgia was saying, after the class, just present yourself. It's not kissing up or sucking up. It's just an acknowledgement. Thank you for the class. It just speaks volume about your character. And wanting to, at the end of the day, it's who people want to work with, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Is this a person that can stand in my corps ballet, who can stand through Swan Lake for 2 hours straight and not scratch their face or rub their nose, because that's what it takes to do Swan Lake Corps Ballet.
Yeah.
Is this someone who's going to get along with my other dancers, or is she going to be catty and pushy? When you're a prima ballerina, maybe you can get away with that, although you should never be that way. And man, did I run into it sometimes. I want that to change in the atmosphere. And if you all want the ballet world to change and become a more supportive, loving atmosphere, it starts with you.
That's right.
It starts with you.
Great advice. And quickly, there was one thing that Georgia just said that sparked my mind about direction. Dancers, if you are given the gift of a direction or correction, hold on to it with all of your might and don't let it go. Because not only will it help you, but it shows the teacher or the director that you're easy to direct. That you can hold on to a correction. Oh, wow, she applied that quickly, And then sometimes you feel like you're doing something, but you're really not. So keep your mind really focused in on if they make an adjustment, hold on to that adjustment the whole time.
Yeah.
Because it really speaks volume about how you are to work with.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And there was one more thing that I want to say that I believe is so key, dancers, and it's really practical. It was this saying, if anything
can go wrong, it will.
In these high stress kind of situations, there's how many times has my bun fell out on stage? And because why? Dancers. So I'm an optimist. Oh, everything's not going to be fine.
No.
Have extra of everything.
Yes.
Have an extra pair of tights.
Yes.
Have an extra, even if you have fresh shoes. I know those old shoes feel great. Get new ones and break them in.
Oh, yeah.
Be your best self. Because if for some reason something interferes with that best self, you're ready.
Yeah.
You have your extra pins, have your extra tights, have a sewing kit ready. I have been in a major audition where the dancers, she was amazing, she was breathtaking, but what happened? The strap on her shoe broke.
No.
The strap on her shoe broke and she was not chosen.
You're kidding.
No. Because now she was debilitated for the rest of the audition. Yeah. She had to run out and just the stress.
They don't like that. Because
a lot of times too, dancers, the more prepared you are, the more confidence it breeds. So when you are prepared, I cannot stress enough, the preparation is what breeds confidence.
It's true.
I'm ready.
It's true.
I'm ready. So be ready because you want to be excellent in the room. My acting teacher says be excellent in the room. And how you can be excellent is by how you prepare. So bring extra of everything. Coconut water is also great.
I've got to get on the coconut water train.
Water
I know.
For electrolytes.
Yes.
Better than an energy drink. Because it doesn't have all the junk and chemicals.
Yep.
Coconut water for when you can run and just get that extra energy boost because your nerves burns a lot of energy and you need those electrolytes. So
Oh, I thought of something. This is another one. Now, there's a balance, y'all. Okay, for auditions, like for me, I know myself. I was always the girl they'd say, come forward and do this big jump, and I'd be the first one to go forward. And it was because I just was so excited. I love jumps. That was my thing. So I'd be like, ta-da, But at the same time, there's ta-da, but then if you push it too far, then if you push it to the point where you're off the music or you're not doing the combo, that ruins it. So you know you can do 5 turns. Fine, but you need to do those 5 turns on the music and you need to finish cleanly. I'll tell you one of the biggest selling points for dancers at auditions, finish the combination. And I'm not talking, you know, you see dancers where they go like dun 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 dun, turn, 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 finish, and then they just kind of walk away like that. No. If you go dun 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 dun, turn, turn, and finish, hold.
Yes.
Up, close fifth, and then walk off.
That's
Unless
right.
there's a dancer right behind you who's going to run you down.
That's right.
Finish every combination. Finish every combination
yes.
like you are on stage. And if you do that, they will love you for it.
Yes.
That is class. That is professionalism. And it makes you a better dancer, a stronger dancer. Teaching your body to finish and hold that pose. Because you can't just finish something and then let your tummy hang out and walk off like that unless that's in the choreography.
Yeah, that's right. That's
You know.
right. That's right. And dancers rein everything in because what's happening inside, you're like, oh, because there's this. So rein everything, stay really grounded.
Yeah.
Stay really, find your focal points in the room, where you're going to spot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Stay in the room. Don't get like out here. Keep it in a container. Keep it in a bubble around, everything in a bubble around you and clean.
Yep, and don't push other dancers out of the way. Be mindful because they notice that too. If you're taking up space and you're annoyed there's another dancer in your way, you need to learn to dance like you're a core member. So maybe the 3 other girls around you are dancing smaller. Then you need to either figure out a way, like I always knew I was going to jump big, so I always knew I'm going to stand off to the left and in front because I know then I have more room and I won't overrun other dancers. But then there are times where you need to stay polite. Don't get your leg up high and it's in front of another dancer's face. That's rude. You need to be mindful, spatially aware, which dancers are great at.
Yes.
And if you fall, which will happen, and I've done it, that's when I've sometimes gotten some of the best compliments. And why? Because I fell down and then I got right back up and got right back in 5th and stayed calm. That's the mark of a professional, you know, instead of, oh my God, running off to the side, making a big deal. So yeah, I think those are, and have fun. It's, guys.
Yes, dancers, this is not your defining moment.
I know, it feels like it at the time. I mean, come on.
It's just a moment that is heightened by judgment and your dreams, but at the same time you get to take everything along the way with you, right? So
true.
you get to have that experience. So really experience it.
Yeah. And it's not the end of the world. And if you don't get in, this is something I wish someone had told me. You know, I auditioned for ABT2 and I had a fabulous teacher saying, you know, she wrote me a letter of recommendation. And I went and auditioned, and Misty was dancing in ABT2 at the time. Talk about intimidating. There she is right in front of me dancing, and I'm auditioning. And they took me out afterwards, and they said, you're just too old. I was 21, and they cut it off at 20. Now, that's the reason they gave for not taking me. But then they said, but you can definitely audition for the company. Because all I could hear at the time was, I'm too old. I felt not good enough. And I was too scared to go for the company. And you know what? I wish I had. I wish I'd said, great, I'll see you there. And gone in and kept auditioning. Now, it didn't end up being my story, but it's not about so much getting in or not getting into ABT as it is just keep trying.
That's right.
And keep going. You know, I mean, I think for me, because I lucked out and I got into every audition I got up until ABT2, I think that's why I was like, wait, they didn't take me? Well, I guess I'm just giving up because things came so easily for me.
Yeah.
Dancers, especially out there who are like that, that's great when things come your way, but when they don't come your way, that doesn't therefore mean now it's over and you're no good.
That's
it just means, okay, next. That's what I learned from acting auditions. It's like, you don't get that one, next.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, there's something to be said about perseverance. People like that. Oh, here she's again.
It's true.
She's not going to give up.
It's true.
They want to take a chance on someone who's willing to press through the rejection or
They really want to be there. They know you want to be there.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's look at leotards because my phone is dying and I want to show this to you guys before we head on for day, but Vicki has some fabulous.
I have just a few things.
Just a few things. Now, we do have a lot of black here, but it's not just because they're black. I mean, black is always classic. But these cuts and these lines look particularly beautiful.
So dancers, you want to accent your greatest quality. So if it's your neck, let's do like something long. Let's do something that pinches in the front. That gives you a nice V.
This was my lucky leotard. I've had this forever. I think I've
color
had this since I was 14. Okay, this leotard is
and that's what we had. We used to have to pin with a safety pin.
We pinned with a safety pin, y'all.
Because we had no dance fashion.
But see, this, for
that
me,
line is
that's
gorgeous.
what's good for me. If I wear, for me, because I have broad shoulders, if I wear a cap sleeve, it makes me look like too So for me, long sleeves or spaghetti strap, and you need to try things on, take photos,
try them on, dancers. Try it on,
so
especially
these are
for Leos.
These are yours. So what do you want to talk? Which one? Do you want
let's
to first?
start with the black.
Okay,
Classic black. This is a beautiful black Leo from Block. It's a suplex. And what I love about this one is the surprise. It's 3/4 sleeve, which is always complimenting because it's going to lengthen your arms.
Yes.
And then we have a nice mesh panel going through the middle of it. Gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a beautiful mesh panel going through the middle of it, just to give it that detail that's really beautiful.
We should do a fashion show.
We should.
Okay, we can't do it this one because I have of course somewhere to be. But maybe I don't know, tomorrow we should put
you guys
these
can
on so y'all
see
can
what
see
they look like on. Because Leos are so deceiving. They look so different when you put them on.
It's true.
Then we have the the surprise in the back, and that's what I love the most.
Beautiful.
The back is always gorgeous on a dancer.
Yeah.
So
love that one.
love that one.
Next.
So this one, we have a nice spaghetti strap with the mesh panel in the front. Very simple and clean, but then in the back, we get really, I think it's
like rock and roll a little
rock
bit.
star,
Yeah, it
right?
is. It's got these little beads, but they've got a little bit of flash to it.
It kind of has a Dusty Button feeling
to me,
right?
It does.
Something I think she wears. So if you're that kind of dancer, and be who you are, and express that in your leotard. If you're a little rock and roll, don't be afraid of that, because the black is, it's very classic, but then if you want to add a little bit of spice, don't be afraid to do that, because it shows who you are.
That one's gorgeous. Oh, and here it is in this steel gray.
Yeah, so
look
here
at
it
that.
is if you want to do a little color. Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like a blue gray. What would you call it?
It's like a steel
blue
gray.
steel.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh God, that's terrible. Yeah, if that happened.
So this is my Suffolk. It's my Eliza Doolittle. This one is just one of those leotards that looks beautiful on everyone. Yeah. Everyone that puts the way that it lays, the way that this
line,
lays,
right?
is just, it's classic, but at the same time, it's a little sassy.
Yeah,
because of that low back. Yeah.
Classy and sassy. This is my favorite. Oh God, this is by Repetto. I want this so much. It's first of all, it's this light gray. So it's a different color that I don't see a lot. And that's something that for me is again, I don't see this teal a lot. So it's something that makes you stand out just a little bit from the other dancers, but you're still showing that you are a classical ballerina, right? And then it's got the mesh in back, but you can see through the mesh, which I love. So again, classy but sassy, right? And it's got a beautiful line. So I'll definitely put this one on. And this double, what do you call strap? Yeah, double. So this, just the details. And again, I know I put it on and I feel good in it. And that's, you need to look good in it and you need to feel good in it. If you're wearing a leotard where you have to pull at your butt every 5 seconds, you can't wear that one. Yeah. Don't be pulling on your leotard the whole time. Leave it alone, okay? They don't care if the leotard's going up your butt. They're looking at your line, how you're dancing, because on stage, when the tutu falls off, and I saw a dancer where the tutu completely came down and she was exposed, but she finished the combination and acted like nothing had happened and ran off and then pulled it up, because to yank it in the middle of the thing, it would have been I think she turned around at one point, was able to cover it. But I mean, she didn't just stop in the middle of the performance and so you have to find that balance. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not promoting nudity on stage. I'm just saying you have to be professional.
Exactly. The show must go on.
The show must go on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I think that's everything. I know, I'm so sorry I have to run, but I really wanted to make sure that Vicki had come up with this amazing idea to share these ideas with you all.
Thank you for just sharing this with me that we can just tell what we know.
Yeah, you guys, I'm so excited for you all. I hope you all have a fantastic
Give
audition
us
season.
feedback. Tell us how it was.
Yeah, we want to know. I'm going on an audition in March for a company, so I'm very excited. So I will be sharing all of those details with you guys.
Yes.
I won't tell you who or what because I'm very much about don't jinx it. I feel very like, what do you call that? Stagey, weirdy, suspicious about that. But you know, my parents always said, take it into Egypt. When something exciting is about to happen, you take it into Egypt and you protect it until it's had time to give birth and come to full fruition.
That's right.
And that's our cue. Hi. So you've been watching Ballerina Badass. Be sure to follow Pointe Activity on Instagram.
Yes.
And we love you guys.
Bye,
and
guys.
we'll see you again soon with
See you
leotard
soon.
try-ons.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Toy, toy, toy. Never give up. Never stop dancing. I love you all.